All right, so we are continuing our tour of the Celtic lands this time, and we're focusing on how to draw castles. All right, so where we're going to start is drawing a simple line across, so just a horizontal line towards the bottom of your paper to start. Then we're going to do a series of rectangles. So let's draw the first one. So this is kind of tall, right? Then I'm going to draw a line across it. So we have one big overlapping area. And now a little tower off the side. And I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. So I'm going to finish that big rectangle and I'm going to draw a shorter side of the building over here. All right, putting my giant door in there. So one big arch and some lines coming out towards me for the entryway. And there I have my simple structure. So I'm going to add in some more details now. We need some windows. So I'm not doing these at any particular height necessarily, and especially here on the sides with the towers because the windows are along a staircase, so we can just kind of put those anywhere. For the other ones, I am thinking a little bit about how many floors are in this castle. So I'm imagining there's 3, so I could put windows at the very bottom, at the top, and in the middle there. And most of them kind of mimic that door with a rounded arch shape, but these 3 I'm going to do at the top. I'm going to make a little bit more pointed, sort of more Gothic style. Because a lot of these castles, they'd start being built by somebody in an earlier time period, and then I don't know what happened, somebody would have to stop building, and then it might be 100 years later, somebody starts building on more of it. Or it got finished in the first place, but they decided they wanted to just add more anyway. So we definitely want to add castellations. So those are the part that you probably are the most familiar with at the top of the castle. They make it so that people could kind of look out in between and hide on the other side. So we're definitely going to draw those at the top. And that will be kind of the last detail before we start outlining. One thing I want to note is when I do start the outline, I'm going to change some of the lines a little bit at the bottom. I'm going to make them more curved. Besides that, you can just draw this however you like. If you watch my other videos, you know that I like to draw over all my pencil lines in pen. That way it's really clean and crisp, and once that dries for a minute, then I erase out all my pencil lines. So you can do the same thing. You can use pen, marker, color pencil, or you can keep it as pencil and just jump to the coloring in part. Okay, so the next thing that I'd like to do, now that I've done most of my outlining here, is I'd like to go ahead and add some more details. If you want to, you can draw them with pencil first and then draw over them with pen. For me, sometimes when it's a really small detail, I like to just kind of go ahead and quickly put that in with pen. So it's whatever you feel comfortable with. So I'm talking about things like, I want to make things look more like they do in real life, even though this is a cartoony castle. So I want to put some lines in the windows that could be to represent kind of like stained glass, or it could be bars in the windows. Then the other thing I want to do is this big door I'm going to have it be closed. So I want to show that by showing all the different pieces of wood that were put together to create this door. Then I'm going to bump up my sidewalk a little bit. So I'm switching back to pencil because there's such a big space here and I want to kind of measure that properly. And since I have pencil in hand, I'm doing kind of the same thing here on the castle. So definitely, I think sometimes perfection is not what you want if you want it to look more realistic. So I'm kind of just doing like a bumpy edge on the side to represent the sort of bricks. Also, because we're far away, you're not going to see a lot of detail on bricks. If you do, it can look kind of weird, actually, because your brain knows you wouldn't really be able to see that much. So something seems a little wrong, even if you don't know that it's wrong. So we're just kind of making some simple marks here, just to give the idea that, yes, this castle is made of stone. But we don't need to see all the individual stones. Okay, so that bit is pretty much done. And now I'd like to add one other little detail. I'm going to give this castle a flag. So just draw a line. You can pick a spot, draw a line up and a rectangle, then make some curvy lines that match. So they should look like each other, just spaced out a little bit. I think we're done here. I hope you like your castle and drawing this with me. So please come back, see me again, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and like this one if you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Oh, and also, please send me any drawings you do. I'd love to see them, and definitely will show them here if you send them in. All right, see you next time.